Alright guys, today is January 6th. 3 years ago today, the worst date of the American history has occurred. The American citizenry went up to the Capitol and aired their grievances. How dare they even criticize the American government? The place where the problems stem from. I mean, if you were to go out and riot in the year of 2020 and burn down mom and pop shop, that is totally fine, but do not criticize the government. What was so bad about January 6th? Well, they wanted to overturn an election, and that would be an insurrection, right? Here's the funny thing, that we have already had sometimes that we overturned elections, but can the Senate overturn elections? Well, here's the thing, it can. The Senate can. Now, I don't believe it should be able to, but Democrats have already done it. It's okay when Democrats do it, but not when Republicans do it. Now, here, bear with me here. This book is Never Trust a Liberal over 3. I would argue never trust a liberal, period. But this is by Ann Coulter. Now, right here, I'm going to read something to you, and you tell me if the Senate does or doesn't have the power to overturn elections. And I'm going to start right now. Consider a few other chilling examples of Democrats thieving their way to victory over the years. In 1974, Republican Lewis Wyman won his race for U.S. Senate in New Hampshire, beating Democrat John Durkin by 355 votes. Durkin demanded a recount, which went back and forth by a handful of votes until the state's ballot law commission concluded that Wyman had indeed won by at least 2 votes. Wyman was certified the winner of the New Hampshire by the New Hampshire Secretary of State and was on his way to Washington when the overwhelmingly Democratic United States Senate refused to seat Wyman. Well, that is pretty interesting. Why would they refuse to seat Wyman? Well, they didn't like that a Republican won. Despite New Hampshire's certification of Wyman as the winner of the election, this was the post-Watergate Senate when Democrats could get away with anything, including a madcap prank known as President Jimmy Carter. The United States Senate spent months examining disputed ballots in the New Hampshire election, unable to come up with a method to declare the Democrat the winner that didn't involve the guillotine. The United States Senate forced the New Hampshire to hold another election. It was a breathtaking abuse of power. New Hampshire had certified a winner of its Senate election, but it was a Republican. So the Democratic Senate simply ordered a new election. Demoralized Republicans stayed away from the race, and this time the Democrat won the revote. Okay, and there's another one actually here where they didn't even bother to do a re-election. It was when a Republican won multiple times, multiple do-overs, recounts I meant, where the Republican won in 1984 in a congressional race, and the Democrats didn't even redo the election. They just declared the Democrat the winner. So, when you ask me, did Donald Trump have a standing to say that we should do an election do-over and send back the electoral votes? Democrats were outraged by even the suggestion. How dare he even say something like this? Well, you guys have already done it. You've stolen an election from a Republican certified winner for the Senate in 1974 and then stole another election in 1984 where you didn't even do a do-over. So, does the Senate have the power to do so? I would say no, but history would say otherwise. With that, January 6th was not an insurrection.